Spirituality is an individual journey because you can't heal the world, you can't heal anyone, you can't bring peace to anyone or the world. You can only do it with yourself. So where you have control is where you have accountability. So this idea that, oh, the world is suffering, therefore I'm too guilty to be happy, it's like, well, then you're not seeing the truth. The truth is this world is of suffering. You suffer, everyone suffers. It does not matter the form. The ego will use form to separate levels of suffering, to sort of keep levels of suffering. Like, for example, you have all this violence in the world, right? In your own life and in the world at large, look at the news, wherever, right? The ego will totally use that as a way of like, well, I can't forgive that. That's just unforgivable. Great, so then you're keeping suffering. So that thing that you're seeing, you're adding more to. But you don't think that because you separate. You separate your thoughts and your beliefs from the physical world outside of you because that's the illusion. That's what the ego thinks. It's the effect of the world. That somehow the world is the truth and the cause and the creation and we're experiencing that. No, we're experiencing our own deep belief systems. If we all believe in guilt, shame, and fear, so then we see suffering. That's what suffering is. It's guilt, shame, and fear. And when you see an injustice, which is what the ego does, it wants to guilt. And what does the ego do when it sees an injustice? It does not forgive. It does not want to give love where it identifies a lack of love. But the lack of love you see outside of you is coming from in here, and that's why you want to guilt. That's why the first thing you reach for is guilt and blame and condemnation because you don't believe in love. And that's why you're seeing a lack of love in the world. But the ego doesn't want to admit that. Why? Because it would kill itself. Because the ego's a victim. So then it sees a bunch of other victimizing experiences, and that's how it keeps it alive. Your mind and your belief is the cause, but the second you admit that and start to work towards that, the ego is going to start kicking and screaming. Because to identify as a victim is to be an individual, to be separate from others. This bad thing is specifically happening only to me. Everyone suffers. And that specific event that's happened to you, I'm sure has happened to many, 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 many people around the world, but the ego only sees its own individual experience and cries victim. You have control over everything that you perceive. You do not have control over what happens to you. That's part of this life. So in spirituality, we are accepting greater truths enough that we can at least start to see it as what it is. Okay, I'm choosing suffering. I don't want to admit that. I don't want to have that. Let me then at least see where I'm choosing it and meet it, intercept it, and then shift out of it. Let me look at my beliefs and my thoughts, all the ways in which I keep violence alive. So then I'm not supporting and adding to the creation of violence in the world. If you could have changed violence and saved the world by voting someone in or by protest, it would have happened by now. How many thousands of years have we thought change was outside of us? Maybe it's time to look within.